Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Did y'all check out the interview with Monique on Club Shay with Shannon Sharpe? I did. I liked it. I like Monique. The interview was like almost 3 hours, but it was good. Like I, watched it in increments, but it was still good. And there were certain things that Monique said in her interview that reminded me of certain things that I've seen when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And with this video, you're going to have to listen with a clear mind. Like, you can't be biased. Okay? Okay, let's get into it. So Shannon asked Monique how was her family towards her when it came to her being in special ed classes. Monique called it the slow class. But he wants to know, were they like cracking jokes on you? Because I know when me and my family around each other, we gonna crack some jokes. And Mo said no one paid enough attention to her. Even though they lived in the house together, they were just individuals. She said all the jokes that came from her family were usually just fat jokes, just a bunch of fat jokes. Which is the same thing that D.L. Hughley tried to do, because she talked about him in the interview when it came to that comedy situation that both of them were on. And so when he came to talk, he was talking about her and about her weight. So I'm like, see, you doing exactly what she... But anyway. So Shannon asked, well, what is your relationship with your family now? Like then versus now, what is it? She said... they're her biological family and she wishes them well. And Shannon was like, oh, Mo. And she told him, I watched a clip of you talking about interracial dating, and you said, why would somebody stay where they're miserable? She told him that applies to every relationship, Shannon, especially in our community. We've been taught, take care of your family. She said, well, there are some families that deserve it, and there are some families that you have to say, listen, I'm glad we had this time together, and move on. That's it. She said, we've been taught to say trauma is okay. Then you expect for me to be good with you when Thanksgiving roll around. And I agree. I agree with that. Y'all already know where I stand when it comes to the word family and how people try to use it to get over on you and treat you any kind of way. No ma'am and no sir. What I be saying, y'all, blood makes you related, but it does not make you family. And that's why I wish Kiki would snap out of it. Kiki is the type of person who wants to be friends with everybody. She wants to be in community with everybody. She loves the concept of family, and I'm not going to knock her for that. However, the family that she wants to be a part of don't feel the same way about her, and she needs to get that. It needs to click. Tisha don't want no parts of you, Kiki. I don't care how bad you want a relationship with Tisha. Tisha don't want any parts of you. And I don't think it has anything to do with Tisha's marriage or Tisha feeling like Kiki was trying to comfort her marriage. When it comes to that whole story about the barber and the party of three, I really feel like that was a setup from jump, because they never wanted Kiki on the show anyway. Like, I don't think Kiki is a bad person. I think Kiki is misunderstood. She's too giving and she wants to be wanted. Kiki is very long-winded when she talks. She will talk in a circle and twist back. She'll do a whole figure 8 before she get to to her point. But that's just Kiki. That's how she is. I can't just talk down about her because it takes her a minute to get to her point. And when it comes to Kiki and Mel, I feel like Kiki was sent to Mel as an assignment. Because we have to remember, Mel, she has this thing where she say, like, use me, Lord. Use me to be your vessel. Use me to be a blessing to other people. When you say those things, You're asking to be put on assignment. And I feel like Kiki was sent to Mel as an assignment. I do. But with everything that Mel has gone through, she's very guarded. And she has every right to be. But I do feel like if they actually had the chance to sit down and talk, she probably can see that Kiki ain't really a bad person. She just put herself in a bad predicament. That's what she did. And all of this is in my opinion. And when you've gone through so many different things the way Mel has, most people, they look through the lens of hurt. They expecting something to go wrong. So when all that stuff happened, it was kind of like I knew it. But like I said, I just honestly don't feel that's what it is or that's what it was. I really don't. But hey, my thoughts on that situation is not like the majority. But yeah, that's another story for another day if I decide to talk about this story. Because when I tell you how I see it, it's going to be totally different than how everybody else has seen it. But back to Mo and Shannon. So Monique said when it comes to how she feels about family, people are like, oh, Mo, how could you? She said, listen, I want to live the rest of this journey I have in peace. And I agree. I agree with Monique. Because I know how many days I have behind me. But I don't know how many I have in front of me. So I want to enjoy them and not feel forced to deal with people just because they are family. Then they got into the conversation of how Taraji was received way differently when she expressed the unfair treatment in Hollywood versus the way Monique was treated. Monique felt like it was because she talked about their faves, talked about their heroes, and called them by name. And people wanted her to be like, no, say they, like say the network. Don't say their names because you feel to ruffle some feathers that I don't think you want to be ruffling. And Monique says she thinks what happens is we place people on pedestals and we be like, no, you can't say that about them. It don't matter if they did anything wrong. Don't say stuff like that. And she feel like folks knew. They knew what was going on. They knew about the mistreatment. But they were like, hey, I don't know if you want to say nothing because you see how they did Monique. When she spoke up, folks started coming at her. When people were supporting her, folks started coming at them. So I don't know if you want to do that. And what be the conversation when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville? When it comes to Melody, there are a group of people who feel like you can't say nothing about Melody. Nothing. I remember when Mel, she did a live. I think this was the live when she was calling out the content creator, right? And it was people, you had people in the chats and then people when they did videos. And I saw this comment and sometimes I be wishing like, oh, I want to post a screenshot of this comment, but I want the person's name to be on there so that people can know like this is a real comment. But I don't want to do that because I don't need people to be going after nobody. But in the live, Mel said something about, and I had to tell that girl not to tell the show. Now, the person who made the comment was like, why does she keep saying that girl, her, she? She couldn't even call her by her name. Like, why couldn't she say Kiki? Like she was Kiki when she needed her to come on the show and go against her cousin at that pajama party. But now since this little situation that happened, now it's that girl. Now y'all, I'm reading the comment and I was like, did that happen? I was like, let me go find this live because I must have missed it because I know I saw it. So when I'm watching it and it gets to that part and I was like, baby, I thought she was like throwing a like slick shade to the content creator saying that girl. Because if you ever watched any of his videos, he will always like say something about the show or call out one of the producers and say, you need to call me before I say this, that, and the other. Baby, the whole time I'm thinking that the one was talking about the content creator. I didn't know she was talking about Kiki. But once I put all the pieces together, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get what she's saying. Like, why is it now she just that girl? Like, you don't even have any respect or regard for her anymore that you can call her by her name off of something that came from a content creator who was really trying to get at you. And Kiki put herself in a situation and she got mixed up in something that she shouldn't have been mixed up in my opinion. But like I said, I feel like there was a setup from jump because the folks did not want the girl on the show. I really do. I just feel like it was a setup from jump. But when it comes to, like, you really can't say nothing about the faves, you can't say nothing about people who they feel are the heroes, you can't. Because I have seen people, they may say the slightest thing and it's nothing bad, and they get ran over. Okay, here go another example. Not about Mel, but this has to do with Tisha and Marceau. So, you know, Tisha and Marceau is supposed to be having this expo coming up. Now, I made a video in regards of the people who basically were saying that they stole our idea. They stole our concept. We met with y'all and here you go trying to just steal it and act like you came up with it. Okay, that's all my video was about. Now, how did we get to the point where now y'all want to call to see what they gonna be doing, or if it's really an expo, or where it's gonna be at? Why do all that need to be happening? Are you going? Like, that's what they mean when they say y'all be doing too much, y'all too extra, why you got to do all that? And then on top of that, if they do something, they ain't gonna show it on the show anyway. They ain't finna do it. That's what I meant the last time in the last video when I said there are some times that Kingdom Reign really drops the ball when it comes to editing scenes and episodes. They really do. So with Miss Nell wanting to wait until the new season start to tell her story as it relates to Lexi, baby, they might not even show it, or they might edit it down so bad we don't even know what you're talking about. Whew. But anyway, then Monique got into talking about Oprah and how she felt Oprah treated her and how she felt Oprah and Tyler affected her financially. And all this is alleged. It's, in my opinion, it's alleged. And how people pulled away from her because Oprah and Tyler are powerful people. Fan faves, heroes, you don't go after the fan faves. Then she talked about how they did interviews after the Oscars, and her husband noticed that when the people in the audience were chanting Monique's name, it seemed as if Oprah didn't appreciate that. Like, why are they calling her name? Then after that, Oprah got the lead in the movie The Butler, even though Lee Daniels had offered it to Monique. He said he didn't have the power nor the money, so when Oprah called and said she wanted it, he gave it to her. And the same thing happened with the role for the grandmother in the Richard Pryor biopic. Monique wants to have a conversation with Oprah and Tyler because she feels like the way things could look, it may not even be that way. And she feels like it's a possibility things could be cleared up with the conversation. But there are some people who will choose not to have a conversation with you because they are mad at you based off how things look. And it's probably not even that way. And I think a lot of the relationships on Love and Marriage Huntsville could have been cleaned up if people would have gotten out of their way, get out your pride, get out your feelings, sit down and have a conversation. Clear it up. When you clear having the conversation and clearing things up, that's not like we're trying to be best friends. We just want to make sure it ain't no misunderstanding. And we want to get this thing cleared up. And that's for everybody. Because why would you want to walk around in your feelings all the time, assuming that somebody said something or assuming that somebody did something, when you can just say, hey, I want to talk to you about this because I think we need to clear this up. You know what I'm saying? That's also a part of forgiveness. When you forgive somebody, the first step is for y'all to talk. And if either one of you did something wrong, you repent of that. And after that, you can decide, hey, we're going to be friends and move forward, or we done cleared this up, but we can't be friends. I'm cool with you. We can be acquaintances. Because you can have been friends with somebody. Y'all not friends anymore. You can see them on the side of the road with a flag. To show love, you probably will pull over, help them, with their flag, wait until somebody come. And after that, you go about your business. You ain't got to go out to eat. You was just being a kind person in that moment. That's all it is. It don't, look, instead of walking around mad in your feelings, thinking something is one way and it's probably not, clear it up. Have a conversation. That's all you have to do. Because it gets to a point to where being cordial comes off fake. It really do. So just clear it up and go on about your business. That's all you gotta do. Then she talked about the bunnies. It's the big thing where Monique made that statement, baby, about them bunnies. Now, when it comes to bunnies, I feel like to each their own. But we weren't raised like that. You not about to go to the mailbox, let alone the store, with your bonnet, scarf, house shoes, pajamas on. You not finna do that. We couldn't even sit on the bed with the outside clothes on. And when you come home from school, you're going to take them school clothes off, and you're going to put your play clothes on, and you better take them shoes off at the door. That's just how it went. That's not even being extra. That was just how we were raised. Those were the rules. So when Mel do certain things on the show, and people be like, oh my gosh, she's so extra. Why is that extra? Why? Because you don't do it? That's why it's extra? Like, stop being in your feelings all the time. Towards the end of the video, Shannon said, during this interview, you spoke a lot of generational curses and trauma. How do we break that? And Monique said, with the truth. We get so comfortable based off of lies that the lies become the truth. Just start addressing the truth. Even if it don't put you in a good light, it will eventually put you in a good light, because people can see that you're trying. They can see a change in your character, a change in your integrity. And that made me think of Martell. If he would just be truthful and change, people would start to see him differently. It may take a minute. It may take a minute for folks to trust him again. But at least they'll see that he's trying to change. Like he's trying to be a better person. Then Shannon asked Monique, how do you feel about people calling you auntie? Monique says she wears that name auntie with a badge of honor. She says she's not the auntie that's going to tell you what you want to hear, but she's auntie that's going to tell you what you need to hear. And I appreciate that, because these days people are so worried about being called old versus seeing that people call you auntie and unc out of respect. They see something in you that inspires them and things that they want to aspire to be. And sometimes, believe it or not, you the type of person that they wish they had in their life. Like, you got to understand, a lot of kids these days aren't being raised. They just growing up. So when there are women in their life who they look up to, you like an auntie to them. Like, don't go off on them and be like, don't call me no auntie. I prefer to be called me such. Okay, that's cool. But you ain't have to say it like that. It's all about communication and being very respectful with it. Like, they'll respect it. Well, at least most of them. And yeah. So I don't understand why people be trying to, it's all about you're trying to age them. Y'all see, Kim ain't never told us how old she is, right? I don't care. I don't care what Google say. That lady's not in her 30s. Okay? She ain't never told us how old she is. Even when she posts for her birthday, she don't post how old she is. She don't. What was it? Was it like a reunion or something? Oh no, it was it was a reunion when Miss Wanda said, me and Kimmy about the same age. And Kimmy did not like that. And Carlos was like, oh, so you mean she's your peer? Baby, Kimmy did not like that. She said, what Kim is this little saying she like to say? What did Kimmy say? I think she be saying, ooh, y'all rough. I think that's what she be saying. But Kimmy didn't like that. But I don't know. Like, do y'all mind if people call y'all auntie? Auntie and uncle? I don't know. But did y'all get to watch that interview? What did y'all think about it? Don't forget, if you ain't watched it, it's about 3 hours now. But it's good. It had a lot of good stuff in it. But get down in the comments. Let me know if you watched the interview. Did you like the interview? Do you like Monique? Would you like to see Monique back on your TV screen, on your sitcoms? Oh, wait. Yeah, she did say something about the Parkers. And that she didn't audition for the Parkers. It was that on Moesha, they always talked about Kim's mom. So that's how she got her introduction when she came to visit Kim. And then after that, that's when they got the spinoff. And now her accountants are fighting to get royalties and money for the Parkers. But the network is telling them that the Parkers didn't make any money. Which we know that ain't no way. But yeah, y'all get down in the comments. Tell me what you thought of the interview. If y'all saw it, tell me what you think of the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Please tell your friends about this channel. Share some of the videos if you can. And I'll talk to you later.